Hey everyone. We are getting closer and closer to the end of Lent. This Sunday is Palm Sunday, and then the next Sunday after that is Easter. Um, and as we're getting closer to the end, getting closer to Holy Week, I feel a little bit like our pauses for Lent are foreshadowing where we're going. As things are moving towards the intensity of Holy Week, the intensity of these words and of what they ask of us is increasing as well. This week we've had money, we have had body. I mean, these two things that we have such conflicted relationships with. Today was temptation. The one I want to talk about, though, that has been maybe the most intense for me is from Saturday, enemies. The call of the gospel is so countercultural. It asks a lot of us, and Jesus' teaching about loving our enemies and praying for those who persecute us is one of those places. And so as I thought about that, and the practice for that day was to spend time praying for God's blessing in the life of someone with whom we're not on speaking terms. And I think enemy is such a powerful word. I think, often want to even avoid that word, and to have people who we don't like as much or we don't care for. We are hesitant to say something as strong as someone who is an enemy. And I think that as we go into Holy Week, as we approach Holy Week, I think about the invitation from Jesus to be fully and radically honest about ourselves with him. And that includes being honest about things that just aren't pretty, like the fact that we do have people who we consider enemies. And Jesus's invitation, he's telling us that he knows that about us already. It's not a surprise to him. And that reality of who we are is welcome in God's presence. And we're invited to bring it there and to find healing. And so I pray that for you this week, that you might be able to pray for your enemies, even though it's really, really hard. And that as you meet with Jesus and talk about this person who is hard for you, it's hard for me, that we would find healing from God there. Let's enter Holy Week with that posture of radical openness, so that we can meet Jesus in his suffering and be joined with him in his victory.